Hi guys, this is Carol at Lily Rose Blue, and tonight I have with me Amber. I have Astrid and Arnold. Don't you just love Arnold's teethy smile? And the triplets are also here tonight. Very close to their bedtime, but not quite. So, oops, Angel, be polite. There is Angel, Asa, and Adam. So I decided I would turn on my camera as I was sitting here playing in my craft room. I am inspired tonight by Sierra at Cooley Craft Corner's Secret Santa. In Sierra's first package that she opened, there was this cool folded piece of ephemera. Maybe you would call it a folder. I'm not quite sure exactly what you would call it. I really, really liked it, and it just has kind of stuck with me. So I had a few moments this evening. I thought I would sit down and play, and also decided to go ahead and turn on my camera because either it will work, or it won't. And you can learn from my mistakes. Maybe give me a tutorial about what perhaps I could have done differently, etc., etc. So, in front of you is a already used piece of 8.5 by 11 paper. And before I decided to turn on the camera, I used this piece of rickrack that was laying on my desk as a template for the edge of this folder, card, whatever you want to call it. I knew that I wanted the corners to have some character, as did the ones on that Sierra received from her Secret Santa. And maybe her Secret Santa has already done a tutorial on their YouTube channel about how to make these. Maybe they haven't. If they haven't, maybe Secret Santa, if you're watching, maybe you would consider doing that for us. I would be appreciative of that. So I cut out that corner. Little quick fussy cutting. I'm going to cut this to about here, just for fun. And I'm going to, this will be the true test. I'm going to try to attempt to hold this and recreate this on the other side. Doubtful it's going to work. But we'll see. Never know until you try. Try again. All of those little sayings are coming to mind at this moment when I am struggling. Hang on, I have a thought. If I can put my finger, here it is. This is what I'm looking for. 1 second. I was leaning down looking in my, I'm just going to put just an itty bitty bit of tape runner adhesive on this just to hold it in place so that I can cut a little bit better. Again, I'm struggling. It would be easier to cut this on a different colored piece of cardstock so you could better see what you were doing, but alas, I don't have that option. Oop, that last bit is awful. Awful, awful. Very much not what it is meant to be. I don't know if I can. No, I don't think I can. I think I am going to have to. So, you know what? It's okay. I am just going to cut that off. And we're going to just draw this on both sides. So I'm going to bring back my rickrack. I was trying to make a bit of a template so that, you know, the likelihood of me being able to recreate this and get it even on the other side is about a bazillion to one. Whew, then I was shaking. Maybe it doesn't matter. I feel like I did not get the nice, clean curlicues on this one that I got on the previous one. Yeah, now that, what is it about this side that just is, that's just giving me fits? I do not know. I don't know. That is definitely not the same. And you saw me trace it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm just doing this for fun. Would it be better using pencil? Yes. Do I have a pencil readily available? Actually, I don't. And I thought I had one in my craft tote, but I don't seem to. Now there I have the curlicue, but I've got a little extra thing going on here. But I don't hate that, so I'm getting closer. And then, of course, this would be much, not much, I'm misspeaking. This would likely be bigger. Excuse me. I just am so dry. I've spent a lot of time outside at the Johnson County Fair. You know, this could be as long or as short as you would want it. But my thought, if I'm following what I saw, and I can come in and I think cutting on cardstock is not as easy as cutting on other types of paper, particularly book page. That is just my observation. It makes sense. It's thicker, it's heavier, so it's less pliable, right, than book page is. Okay. So this is, the concept is here. I need to perfect the concept. I know I don't hate it. I do not love it. It absolutely needs perfecting. But this is the concept I was looking for. You know, you could glue this to the page and have this fold up. You know, it could go this direction. It could go that direction. And in fact, I think I like it best like this. And you know what? Maybe you don't need a template. Maybe you just freeform the cutting all the way across this edge. I am actually kind of liking that idea. So cut the paper. Here, we'll do it with this piece. I'm going to get this so that that edge is off. Sorry for the bright orange paper. I just wanted to use something that had already been used. You know, I didn't want to sacrifice a new piece of paper. So let's just freeform this. And you know what? This probably should be a little smaller, narrower. And no, I'm just going to go with it. So let's just play. Think of doing your snowflakes when you were a kid. You know, maybe you get to do snowflakes with your kids right now, or grandkids, right? I kind of don't mind that. I think I don't. If you have a pointed edge here, I think you should have a pointed edge there. So let me just kind of do that. I don't mind that. I have a feeling that Sierra's Secret Santa's template and design is more sophisticated than mine. I just have this feeling. I think it looked better than mine for sure. But this also isn't horrible. This is something for me to just start with, right? And you know, see where we go. Let me pull just for fun. 1 second, I'm reaching. For fun. Let's use this piece of paper. I'm going to go ahead first and cut off this edge. And then I'm going to cut this too. I need it for design purposes. I think I need it to, we're going to do 3.5. I'm trying to be cognizant of this column here. Okay. So I'm going to try the same thing. I'm just going to keep playing, but I'm going to do it on a different type of paper because my suspicion is that this will go better. I could be wrong. So let me fill you in on some things that have been going on in our family. This is the Johnson County Fair Week, and Saturday was Dog Day #1 for Milo the Wonder Dog. Sunday and Monday were Horse Day 1 and 2 for Tootsie. And then Wednesday, which happens to be tomorrow, I'm filming this on July 23rd. It's my hubster's birthday, so happy birthday to him. He is out doing trivia, and that was his choice. If that's how he wants to celebrate his birthday, that's his choice. Anyway, coming back to the fair, yeah, tomorrow is the last day of the Johnson County Fair, and tomorrow will be something they call rally. It's running, doing some different tasks. And then there is the obstacle course. We'll see how Mr. Milo does. Oh, and by the way, yesterday was Mr. Milo's 3rd birthday. So happy birthday to him, too. It was also one of my nephew's birthdays. So, yeah, 2 birthdays yesterday and a birthday today. Oh, that reminds me. One of my coworkers' birthdays is today, too. I should... Come on, brain. I got to remember to send her a text because I didn't get a email done. Anyway, Mr. Milo was a very, very anxious boy Saturday morning. Very anxious. Very, very anxious. More so than we had ever seen him before. And yes, there were a bunch of other dogs there, but every Monday he has been going to training camp, so to speak, for this event, and he has been around these same dogs. So I don't know if it was the people, if it was that it was in a different, this was in one of the outdoor arenas versus inside like they usually do it. Unclear, but he was kind of a mess. To the point where his parents and his grandparents had to hide from him for the first event. So, because he kept looking for us, turning his head and looking and looking. And he gets up on his hind legs and he does this thing to us, which is apparently, even though he's looks, 85% husky, that thing like this on the back legs is a Pomeranian trait. He didn't do great in that first event. No surprise. And then it was taking forever, and my back hurt, and both of the grandmothers decided to go home. Then it was obedience. And guess what? Out of 200 points, Mr. Milo scored 196 points. Absolutely awesome. And if you would have told me that morning that he would do that good at obedience, I would tell you that you were crazy, in a very nice and loving way. We don't know. We really don't know what the difference was. We don't. We don't. Yeah. He was, apparently, it was like he was a different dog. And that's good because, boy, that poor boy was just a mess in the for the first event. There's that. Again, I don't love it. I don't hate it. I kind of got a couple different things going on there. Let's just kind of go like that, I think, maybe. And see if I can sharpen that up a little bit and make this more spiky. There we go. Yeah. So here's the rest of this story. I just feel for my granddaughter. It's you're going to hear the rest of the story here in a second. That wasn't enough to get reserve champion or champion. He got third place with only missing 4 points. So we got a purple ribbon, which is fantastic. And third place out of, I don't know, 20 some dogs is really, really good. But to be that close and still not get a trophy, oh my gosh. I was a little, I don't know, a little sad for her. But she was very happy, and that's, with the results, and that's all that matters, right? That is all that matters in the end. So with this piece of paper, with this text, it obviously is going to have to go this way. I'm going to keep playing with this a little bit. Again, it's a template. It's okay. It's okay to play. So we'll see how he does with, I think it's rally and obstacle. So that's the dog part of the fair story. Then we have a horse part of the fair story to tell you. When my daughter and granddaughter were out at the barn the first morning of the fair at literally dark 30. I think they were out there at between 4:30 and 5 a.m. To get the horses ready, to help not only get Toots ready, but, you're part of the barn. So you help other people get their horses ready and their, the tack and everything, right? They got out there and they started to work with Tootsie and realized she was lame. Oh, this still hurts my heart. So this is Lillian's second year in a row of some pretty significant fair disappointment. Last year, of course, was her injury that she had. And, that was a pretty traumatic injury. And now this year, her horse ends up being lame. Because it's a barn, and the barn and stables have a variety of horses. There's always been a designated backup for my granddaughter, a horse, I should say, for my granddaughter to ride. And so a horse named Vegas, as in Las Vegas, but Vegas, was called into action. And Vegas is a girl, I think, or a mare. I shouldn't say girl, a mare. To me, Vegas sounds more like a boy horse, but I didn't name the horse, so there you go. Excuse me. I'm going to pull out this trimmer and see how well I can do. So, yes, Vegas and the granddaughter performed on Sunday and Monday. Sundays were games and some trail and English. And I should state here that Vegas has not ever been to the Johnson County Arena. In fact, has never been to an arena other than the one that's at the barn and stables. Vegas has never done any trail or any game riding either. The only thing that Vegas has been taught or has been written for is for English writing, which my granddaughter is also doing for the first time this year. And of course, that's different tack, different saddle pad, different stirrups, different clothing. Yeah. Yeah. It gets to be a little crazy. Excuse me. Oh, so sorry. My allergies are in full force because boy is it dusty sitting outside for 10 hours a day. Yeah, allergies are in full bloom, as they say. So, my granddaughter in Vegas didn't do great. They got a couple of ribbons, probably not as many as Lily, she's part of Lily Rose Blue, as Lily would have gotten on Tootsie. But again, one never knows. She could have done worse. You don't know. They did get a 4th place ribbon for one of the English events. And again, that's what Vegas kind of knows. So that wasn't a surprise. And this also speaks to, you can't, is it a bit of an excuse? Yeah. Is it a total excuse? No. Because this is when the skills of the writer also have to come into play, right? So there's that. Yeah, so that's the fair story. I'll have to let you know how tomorrow goes. I'm very much trying. Now, how did that come off of that? I guess it did. Okay. I am very much looking forward to seeing how Mr. Milo does, and trying not to get my hopes up too much. Not bad. I kind of like this one. Again, this paper's probably not, this could become part of like a peekaboo collage or something, because it's not, it's not nearly as strong as this cardstock to like tape it directly to a page and have somebody, moving this back and forth. But it's fun. I just wanted to play. And see. Then the other, I'm going to give you a bit of I kind of hate the phrase trigger warning, but perhaps that is the most appropriate term. I am going to tell you about the loss of a family member, and it will involve organ donation. So if either of those things are triggers for you, then you probably don't want to listen to the rest of my video. I am going to try this paper. Again's probably too thin to be playing with this, but I thought I would try. Oh, I forgot. Never mind. That is not going to work. So I'm looking for a template. Let me open this. And I'm going to take this lid off. And I am going to try to just do a rounded corner. Probably not going to work very well, but I'm going to try it. So yes, so now you have been hopefully properly warned, and please don't listen if this would be upsetting to you, even if you feel like out of some kind of loyalty to me that you should listen. Please don't. I'm not telling this to upset anyone. I'm telling it in many respects for the beauty of this. I mean, through tragedy comes beauty and understanding and all of those things, right? So last Monday evening, the 16th, no, yesterday was the 22nd. Whatever last Monday was, 13th, no, 15th. The 15th, I believe it was. There goes my voice again. Ugh. Stupid allergies. Our sister-in-law, so this would be, she is technically by law our ex-sister-in-law, but we have always stayed in touch with her. And, she is the mother of one of our nephews and one of our nieces. So she's still family in our book, right? I kind of like how that notch, that's cool. I do like that. So this would be my husband's brother's ex-wife, and her name was Judy. So Judy was 64. She was going to be 65 next month and retire. Judy had a brain aneurysm that was really incompatible for life. She worked 2 jobs. She wanted to boost her earnings for Social Security as much as she possibly could. So she was working 2 jobs. Her day job was as a front desk person at a physical therapy practice. And her evening job, evening and weekends, was at a car dealership. And that's where she was when this event occurred. Well, sort of. So a week ago Monday, so this would have been, I can't even, my math is horrible. Let me think. Today's the 23rd, it's Tuesday. Monday was the 22nd. Sunday was the 21st. Saturday was the 20th. Friday was the 19th. Thursday was the 18th. Wednesday was the 17th. Okay, so it was July 15th. This is in the area that my husband and I are from. We're from Western Illinois, but this is Southeast Iowa. It's all the same thing. most of the people from the area of Illinois that my husband and I are from go over across the river into Burlington, Iowa, to do most of our, that's where people get a lot of their groceries, do a lot of their shopping, etc., etc. Excuse me. So, we had, just the whole region had some pretty significant weather last Monday. So my sister-in-law and one of her co-workers were closing up shop about 8 o'clock and walked out to their cars together. And this somewhere between 8 and 8:30. I think those details are still a little fuzzy. So she and her co-worker walked to their cars together, and the gentleman drove, out to the stoplight first, and my sister-in-law, Judy, was right behind him, and he turned and went one direction, and she was meant to go the other direction, but she didn't turn. The light turned green, and she started to go and proceeded to go across 4 lanes of traffic and hit a sign on the other side of the road. So obviously that is exactly when this brain aneurysm occurred. And I believe this by the grace of God, a policeman, I shouldn't say policeman, police officer, sorry, I know better. A police officer either saw it happen or came up upon the accident very, very quickly afterwards. Started CPR and got help quickly. The other interesting part of this story, we're also so thankful that, she didn't hit or hurt anyone else in this accident. She would have been so upset had she done that, even though, what can you do about it, right? But again, that police officer came, started CPR very quickly, and the hospital is literally on the same road, maybe a half a mile down the road. So again, just, all these things that out of tragedy, there was triumph. So got her to the hospital quickly. She was able to be, life support was able to be initiated while they did their assessments. Judy had been very clear about her wishes, and her wishes were that she be an organ donor. And again, by the grace of God, that police officer coming up to the accident almost immediately, starting CPR, being able to bring her back so that they could get further life, get her to the hospital. They could initiate life support so that she could become an organ donor, is just incredible and such a blessing. Such a blessing. We did not hear about this until the next day, as you would expect. We thought that the organ donation would occur on Tuesday. And in fact, I think there was coordination things, with recipients and things. That did not happen on Tuesday, and it gave the opportunity for the family and the hospital to organize a walk of honor. If you've ever seen any of those videos, they are hard. So what happens is that hospital staff line and family and friends line both sides of the hallway. In Judy's case, you walked from the ICU, which is where she was, to the door of the operating room. The hospital staff stays against the wall. Family and friends, if they so choose, can fall in behind the bed as the bed is being wheeled from the ICU to the OR. So my husband and I drove down last Wednesday so that we could participate in this honor walk. That, of course, was the first time we had seen our nephew and niece. That was hard. But I also know how glad they were that we were there. My husband's other two brothers and sister-in-law, one brother is the divorced husband of Judy. He has another brother and sister, and the three of them all still live back in the area that we are from. And so the aunts and uncles, all the aunts and uncles on the Johnson side of the family were able to be there. Again, such a blessing. I don't think that would have happened had the donation or the walk happened on Tuesday afternoon like they thought it would happen originally. So that was probably one of the toughest things that I've ever been a part of in my life. It was also one of the most beautiful things that I've been a part of in my life. So my little piece of advice to you is, first of all, I want to say, I hope you never, ever, ever have to be a part of a walk of honor for a loved one, family, friend, a loved one. If you do have the opportunity, I would advise you, my advice for what it's worth is to participate. Again, the most gut-wrenching but beautiful thing that you'll ever be a part of. I actually kept it together. I am a big crier. I cried a lot. I didn't cry a lot the day before. Of course, I was out of town at a meeting when I got the news. So I kind of had to keep it together then. I kept it together that day, and we had an opportunity to talk to my brother-in-law, our niece and nephew, my other brother and sister-in-laws. Yeah, we did. Again, that was a blessing as well. Sorry, I keep hearing something. I think I'm okay. You know how you kind of freak yourself out? My husband's not here, so I shouldn't be hearing noises. My garage door's down, the house is locked. All should be well. Not sure what I'm hearing. It might be raining again. That's probably what it is. Sorry, don't mean to freak you guys out either. Um, Pardon me while I. No, that's not what I want. I was looking for another type of paper. Hang on. I will try to talk and work at the same time. I don't know how successful that will be. So yeah, that is the story. It's so sad that she was 1 month shy of retirement and did not get to enjoy retirement. It's tragic that she won't be there for her kids or her grandkids. But I guess that is life, right? The funeral, I've said a lot. I apologize. The funeral is actually tomorrow. Visitation is from 4 to 6. The memorial service will be at 6. And this is back in Burlington, Iowa. It's about an hour and a half away. The other serendipitous thing is that, as I've talked about earlier, Milo competes in the fair tomorrow morning. And somehow all of this happened where we did not miss any of the fair. So that's also a blessing. It is absolutely a blessing. So we are thankful for that. I'm doing okay. Today I'm doing okay. We will see how I am, tomorrow evening. Our daughter that lives in this area is going to go with us. Our daughter in Minnesota is going to be able to participate via streaming. Guys, you got to love technology, right? Guess there was no way that she was going to be able to make it down during the week with her job and with kids, who were doing things and just all the things that, all the life things. I'm going to cut this. What else is there to say? I'm not sure there is anything really else to say. I will tell you, last Thursday, Friday, I was not doing so well. And in fact, I knew, how you just know. Again, I kept it together Wednesday, but then you kind of start having some PTSD, right? And my nephew that passed was an organ donor as well. They did not do a walk of honor for him, and I'm kind of sad that didn't happen, and I'm not sure why that didn't happen. I'm not privy to all the details there. But gosh darn, after participating in one, I would have really liked Jason to have had that honor. What else was I going to say? So yeah, a little bit of PTSD. Wednesday evening, I started to kind of lose my stuff. I have a terrific boss. She knew what had happened because, of course, I had to tell her or ask/tell her I was not going to be at work on Wednesday so that we could participate in the honor walk. And she said to me, I know you've talked to me about how you wish you had more vacation time left, etc., but she said sometimes you just have to take care of yourself, etc. So I did. I took Thursday off, and then Thursday was a pretty bad day. And then I took Friday off to try to recover. Wednesday, my strategy was when we got back into town, I texted my best friends or our best friends and said, do you want to go out to eat and play cards tonight? Hint, hint, we need a distraction. And they're like, sure, absolutely. So we did that Wednesday night, and that kept me occupied until it was time to go to bed. And then that's when I started to kind of not keep it together very well. Yeah, we'll see. I was telling my story. I have kept this packaging from this candy because I thought there was things to learn from this and I could deconstruct it. And you just saw me use this as a template for this little fun thing I made. Yeah, I think that'll work. And the other thing, here's the thickness of this. I think this could be used to make a big pocket. You could stick a lot of ephemera in there. And you could also, once you got your template down, you could make this bigger to fit bigger pieces of ephemera and things into. So that's why I kept that. Sometimes you see things and you go, I think that could be useful. So I think that's really the end of my story. I'm not telling you this for sympathy. I am telling the story because this is how I process. This is how I heal. If that's not your cup of tea, that's okay. If you've stuck with me and listened to the end, thank you so much. Bless you. See, now I'm going to get choked up. I have my standard sign-off, which I have for a reason. And sometimes it's more poignant than others. And tonight it's poignant. And I think I will sign off right now. And with that, I will say, please be safe. Please take care. And with that, I'll say, please know that I care. And with all of this, you have to have some fun. Judy would, what they say, kick us in the behind if we quit having fun because we were grieving her and mourning her. She would not want that. Absolutely would not want that. I will note here, I'm going to add this quickly. She was a huge Green Bay Packers fan, and we're huge Chicago Bears fans. So I think another time that's going to be hard upcoming is when the Packers and the Bears play each other, because we always talk trash back and forth. Of course, the Packers usually always win, but we just had that fun interaction, and we'd started about 2 or 3 days ahead, and it was just fun. It was just fun. And like I said, that's gonna hurt, that first football game. But she would tell you to have fun. She would also tell you to take care, but she would tell you to have fun, live your life. And she and I would both say, and God bless you all. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for listening to my story, or stories. And just again, what a great community we have. Thank you so much. And please, again, stay safe, take care, have fun, and God bless. Good night.